So when you're not paste fishing,
Yeah.
what else do you take to the bank? Do you take 1,000 rigs like some of us do, like for river fishing and things like that, or
No,
do you?
I'm very minimal.
You
very,
are?
very minimal. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, just pans down there, you can actually see my rig tray, and that is literally, I know it's a bit messy, but that is literally what I take to a match with me. I don't have a stack or anything, because I've kind of like reduced everything and
Yeah.
compacted it. I found what works for certain situations, and then I focus my efforts on that, really. So I can think about the feeding, which is, as we know, the important part.
That's
really,
the most important thing. Yeah.
so I thought I'd just show you my little selection of rigs. And barring, there's an odd exception where I would probably rig up something a little bit different. But this pretty much covers my fishing as I have it. So
Yeah.
I thought we'd just quickly run through the different rigs. We'll start with this one, which is the Fury. And you'll notice I've only got it in 4x14, and that is because this is purely for fishing down the edge with big baits like worms and maggots. So say it's spring or even late autumn, and I don't think paste is going to work, then I'll look to different baits. And the Fury is the perfect float for it. Nice big thick tip, 2.5 mil.
The thing is with all the new fish's floats,
Yep.
you can see them and nice big tips, aren't they? And then everything's written on them, so you can see everything
Yeah.
as well, which is great.
So that's the Fury, which is just a lovely all-round commercial carp pattern, 2.5 mil tip, glass stem. It's the right proportion, so if you're fishing in sort of 3 foot of water, that's going to be absolutely perfect. And it is just literally shotted as simple as can be with just a bulk. So we've just got a bulk of number 9s there, and the beauty of our floats is every single one takes exactly the same amount of shot, so you don't have to once you realise what the shotting is, it works every single time.
Yeah,
So that is just a good, simple margin setup that if you're fishing with corn, meat, maggots, worms, it's going to do you proud.
Yeah.
Pop a 6-inch hook length on there, you're going to catch loads of fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my margin setup. Then, if we're going to be fishing open water, perhaps hard pellets, meat, corn, then I look for something that I prefer a bit of a longer float, something with a bit more stability, and that's why we did the collet. So this is one of the collet floats, and our consultant Sam Collett designed this float, who does a lot of fishing at the Glebe, places like that, Makins, where you're fishing quite deep water, 6 foot.
Yeah.
And this float was developed for that. So again, nice big visible tip, 2.5 mil. And it's got this lovely sort of body down almost shape.
Yeah.
Inline, like all of our floats are. You've got the power iron and you've got the inline body, so you don't get any damage whatsoever when you're fishing with it.
Another glass stem.
And then
one.
another glass
Yeah.
stem.
Yeah, yeah.
And then this is...
Do you like glass stems?
I do for carp, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I think they're nice and stable, which is a nice benefit, but they're really strong.
Yeah.
A lot of floats have got wire and stuff like that. They're all great, they fish well. Ultimately, in the summer, you want durability, don't you? And glass is just perfect for that. So
I look at some of them. The wire's going to.
I've got your rig off that's got no shot on it.
Oh, do you? I look at them sometimes. I think that wire's so thin on a lot of floats.
Yeah.
You know.
I think when you're fishing with like this, incidentally, I tie my Fury and this up on 023 exact, so really strong. I can put hook lengths from 016 up to whatever I'm using. So with this is kind of what I would use for hard pellets, for instance, the collet float. And I've just literally got a string of number 9s. So you see them about 3, would you say they're about 3 inches apart?
Yeah, it's about that.
Yeah. And I've just found that for hard pellet fishing, presenting them in that way works an absolute treat. And it could be meat, it could be corn, it could be hard pellets. But I think when you're fishing for proper carp, which with this kind of float you probably would be, having a rig that presents the bait on the fall is a big advantage.
Yeah.
Rather than just having a bulk and bombing it through them. I think
Yeah.
carp are often side feeders, and I think having a little bit of a spread is an advantage.
So when you plumb up, how do you fishing that on the how do you plumb that up? Do you plumb that up
always to about where my fingers are there?
Yeah.
So I've just all of our floats have got like a paint band where where obviously they must dip the float. I kind of plumb to the bottom of that. If I'm
nice
honest.
little tip as well.
Yeah, just plumb to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
I think we all imagine that we're fishing perfectly on a flat like this, but we're not, are we?
And the
Fishing
line
over
goes straight
Yeah,
down.
we're fishing over rocks, we're fishing over whatever. So just having a little bit of leeway. And to be honest, I'm not bothered if I actually put a bit of line on the bottom as well. I'm not averse to that. I think it's probably my natural background. I'm probably more inclined to fish over depth.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of the younger anglers now fish really super accurate.
Yeah,
don't
they do.
But
Yeah.
I think with carp, it doesn't hurt to fish over depth a little bit.
You like backshotting as well, Joe?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Common feature on all my rigs.
Yeah. What have you got there? You've got three
number 8s there.
Three number 8s.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason is when you're fishing with 023, like I like to fish, just for durability, obviously it's a thick line.
Yeah.
So it does want to like loop or get caught in the wind a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So just having those back shots just gives me the control and just takes that bow out of the line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nice and nice simple rig that for any bait really is going to do you proud. And that's from a session last week.
Yeah.
Just got a
Just
P911
how you
on
do
there,
your
little band.
your band. Yeah. Do you tie that in the loop?
Just in a tiny little loop. I use one of those little Stomfo gadgets, loop sizer.
Yeah.
Put the pins really close together, tie the band into a loop,
Yeah.
and then pop them 2 little pins in there, and probably want to show you in a video actually.
I'd like to see
How
that.
to do
That's
that.
lovely and neat, that is, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And then it means you can be consistent when you're doing, several of claims when you're sat in your rig room or at your desk or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's margins, short pole and long pole covered. Then we've got a couple of little specialist floats. So we've got the big head. Now, when I'm fishing slapping, maybe for F1s, smaller carp, then I use the big head. And I literally just set it up. You can see I've daisy chained them together. There's normally be 2 or 3 more on there.
You've utilised the winder, I must say.
Utilise the space. and these are really simple again. But I've used them for F1s, I've used them for carp, just use them for all sorts. They're just a really good all-round little dipper, super strong. And I would literally just have a bulk shot, probably use this float in a 4x10 up to about 18 inches deep. And I've just got a little bulk shot. And then I would have a 4-inch hook length for F1s or a 6-inch hook length for carp.
Why?
Again, it goes back to the, I believe carp are predominantly sight feeders a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So just slowing the fall of the hook bait down, carp sort of milling around, it just helps that pellet hang there a little bit longer. Whereas with F1s, they come up and down like that. In fact, I got some amazing drone footage last week, and I'm feeding, and my drone's right above them, and you can see the F1s coming out. You wouldn't know they were there like that, and they come up to a certain depth, wherever it is in the water column, and turn over like that and go back down again. Yeah, and that's why when you're F1 fishing, people move the floats in tiny increments.
Yeah.
To find that perfect, it must be where they're turning over. And I've literally got this beautiful footage, and they're coming up and doing that. And so with F1s, you kind of want your rig to be at a depth, hanging there, ready for them to do that. Whereas with carp, I believe they're kind of just mooching around at a depth,
Oh, that's really interesting.
So yeah, one of the
Yeah.
observations I've made.
Yeah, that's what makes you a good angler, mate.
So that's
Fishing with your eyes open.
so that's that kind of shallow rig. So that would
Yeah.
be for slapping, maggot shallow, pellet shallow. That little big head float does you a treat. If you want to fish mugging, this clunk, the crafty clunk. I know you love a clunk, don't you, Ian?
yeah.
For a different reason to me.
Yeah.
Because you sell loads of them.
We do sell loads of them.
How can I get this off here? The clunk is just. I'll tell you what happened. We were developing floats, like we're always looking at new patterns and whatnot. And I sort of mentioned to Mick that I was using the big head in a big size, the 4x14, with a bulk of shot right underneath it for mugging and swinging at cruising fish.
Yeah.
And I sort of said to Mick, why not do a float for that? Where we don't need the shot to make it even easier. So we came up with a clunk, and it's got a 5mm tip, so you can't miss it. It's a lovely little small pattern, and then it's got this self-loaded stem, so you don't need any shot on it at all. So whether you put a 6mm pellet on or an 8mm pellet, it's the same. The float performs the same, and it's just a brilliant float. The 0.3 is a little bit confusing in that you might think it needs 0.3 of shot on it, but it's just a relative casting weight to give you an idea. So the 0.3 is just so you've got a feel for the kind of weight it is for casting. So we do 2 sizes, a 0.3 and a 0.5. You don't need to put 0.3's worth of shot on it.
No.
It just gives you a relative casting weight.
Right.
So the 0.5 naturally is a bit heavier in the float, so you can swing it a little bit further. So if you are short of an island, for instance, and you need to just get over with an extra 2 metres of line, you can use the 0.5,
the bigger one,
and then flick it across.
Yeah.
So I set this up with, this is the 0.3 one I've got in my hand. It's one from a recent session actually, because I see the bait band's rotted off. And it's got about a metre of line above it, and then I set it up with a 12-inch hook length with no shot or anything on it, and then that would normally have a bait band on it, and that's it. As easy as that.
Yeah, the clung.
So if you're fishing for fish that are cruising around, or you can see them, you'll catch loads with that.
So now I know what 15 million people are using them for.
Yeah. I don't know, they're probably using them for whatever they want to use them for. And then the final rig that I couldn't be without is I fish a lot of like snake lakes for carp rather than F1s, and this little rig, featuring one of our Diablo floats, has caught me loads of fish. In fact, I won a match just last week on it. So, well worth showing that. And it is, again, a bit of a test. The common theme about these strung out shots. And this is a 0.3 Diablo, which is a lovely little short float. It's only, it's only ever so short. Got a 2mm tip, little diamond body, again in line with that power eye, so nothing to go wrong with it. But ultimately, I've got this. Again, those number 9s spaced out. So there's a common theme, really.
Yeah.
I believe the carp see your bait a lot coming down, and all my rigs kind of reflect that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd use that in up to sort of 3 foot.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect little hard pellet rig.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, lovely.
So that's
it's nice and
pretty
simple.
much all I take with me.
And that's all you say.
Yeah, and unless, like I say, there's an odd time when you're maybe looking at our little Tinks floats for fishing
Yeah.
F1 shallow or a jigger.
Yeah.
But in the summer months, that's pretty much my rig box.
Blimey.
Nice and simple.
That is nice and simple.
Other than my pace floats, obviously.
Obviously. Yeah, yeah. Brilliant.